We're live. We're live. We're live.
Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, baby.
How are you folks doing?
How you doing?
You know, throughout life, if you live any length of time at all, you gain some wisdom. You learn some things. Life teaches you some lessons. And today is what we call.
I think it's better to say life teaches you some lessons because sometimes we don't even learn them. We take those lessons and we take those lessons be lumps, and we take them over and over again. How many times something looked like you done already went through and you going through it again because you didn't learn?
Right. And then life was so patient with you. Life is so forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Like our Heavenly Father is so just. He'll just teach it to you again. You'll get another class.
That's all.
But some of the lessons you learn.
Yes.
And when you do learn those lessons, you can share them in a place that a lot of people call that sharing of lessons tips. You know,
tips
last
like
night,
grits.
Yesterday was my cousin Arnessa's 52nd birthday.
Arnessa's 52?
No, she's 54.
Go ahead, Arnessa.
My cousin Nessa is 54. And I asked her the question I ask everybody on their birthday. I said, so what has life taught you? She says, life has taught me that I don't have to be perfect all the time and that it's okay to let something go. What a beautiful lesson. Mm-hmm. And then she kept going on and on and on about what life has taught her.
You only want the first part. That's what you'll ever only want the first part.
In case she tunes in here today, I'm going to shout her out again because I told her to come on today so we can celebrate her.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Good morning, my dear. Good morning. Miss Phyllis was up with me at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I couldn't send her the YouTube link because she asked for the YouTube link.
Just tag her in your Facebook.
She wants it from YouTube.
Oh, just send her the empowermentduo.com. Hey, Uzama from Florida.
The empowermentduo.com. Yes, it did work.
Yes, it is. It did work. It's the last link. It's the second link in the tree. And I checked it for myself. But you can say what you want. Okay. I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. And we're going to be right back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Like. Hey, what's good, everybody? We are here on this terrific Tuesday, the second Tuesday of the month. Fabulous things happen. We have Women Empowerment Networks and Male Empowerment Networks tonight at 7 p.m. virtually, so no excuse for where you might be.
And this is the first
for the first Tuesday of this month. That's when we're having it. And if you want to come with us, go to theempowermentduo.com and either choose Women Empowerment Networks or Male Empowerment Networks and join accordingly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Just drop in, share your thoughts, allow us to celebrate you and be part of the circle. This circle has been going on for how many years, baby?
11, actually. We started in August of 2013. So August this year will be our 11th year. Now, last year was our 10th year hosting this meeting twice a month, at least twice a month.
And we did do it. We still did it. But we didn't celebrate But guess what? It's 11 and we're still here. So we still have a chance to celebrate it. So we are going to appoint a celebration for the 11th year.
Good morning to Azama. Good morning, Peggy. I am Prosperity.
Hey, Antonovi.
I'm hoping my cousin Arnessa comes on here today. We do have a special guest today that you'll meet in 13 minutes from now.
Absolutely.
Our special guest is Mr. I'm in love him already because he's been on here a couple of times and you guys have all loved when he comes. He's our OG, our financial tips guru. What's up with this shirt today?
I don't know. Do you have a button on? You don't have your perky collar on. I know it's a button.
It doesn't need a perky collar.
I know you think it doesn't, but it's old, so it's weak. Even though it's standing up, all of this is just like, for real, bro. Can I just lay down? That's what that is.
That's what the shirt is?
Yeah.
I need to get a new shirt.
You can button it right there if you want to.
Okay.
But you like to have your sexy neck out and everything. but the shirt is simply old.
It is an older shirt too.
There you go. See, doesn't that feel better?
Doesn't that feel better? That's what women say. Doesn't that feel better? Isn't that better? Isn't that better? Listen to Patrice O'Neal say that. It's a hilarious joke.
Whatever.
Tips Tuesday. Tips Tuesday.
Tips Tuesday. So today is, so I asked, could we have a topic to go with the tip? And Jay said Tuesday tips on Tuesday. And Brian said tips on Tuesday. I wanted something more to help people to understand what to expect.
Okay, well, it's too late now.
We in the show. Can we talk about it now?
Go ahead, baby.
I can't. I don't know what to do.
Well, sit down. I got it.
Ooh.
Okay. Go back to the comment section again. If after 11 years of doing this show, she can't figure out how to start the show, I got this. I got this. For example, you could think of, if I asked you this question, you could think of what's one of the best tips you ever got in your life? What's the best tip someone ever gave you in your life? Mostly when you specify it like that, what's one of the not the only best tip you got, one of the best tips you got? You know, would you share that with us? For example, I often share one of the tips my father gave me. My father gave me this tip. He says, Brian, if you're in an argument with a woman, as long as it's one-on-one, you got a shot. But if she has one of her friends or girlfriends or cousin or another woman around, you have no shot. So if you're arguing against your woman and there's another woman present, you're not going to win that argument. Just get out of it. He felt one-on-one, a man has a shot. One-on-two, man has no shot. That's what my dad taught me.
I think that's a good lesson.
That's a good lesson?
Yeah, that's a good lesson.
Good morning again, Aunt Sonobi and Peggy and Phillips. But that was one.
I have felt like that I have been in Florida with Uzama. From time to time, I peek in on his page. He has been very, very, very free with his sharing. And Uzama's down there by himself. So it really feels like I feel like I'm a companion because he's talking to us, as opposed to sometimes people let you in on their trip with somebody else. Take pictures
when you go on trips.
He is, but he's taking video. He's taking us to the shops. He's taking, amen. Peggy says, the tip is keep your hands to yourself. You hit, you'll get hit back.
Oh my gosh.
I like that little boy who says, I'm just handing out life lessons.
That's right. That little boy does this. It's a cool thing. And the teacher says, you know, if somebody gets hit and you hit them back, you're going to get, it's like a kindergarten class. Mm-hmm. You're going to get
no treasure box.
No treasure box.
But if little Johnny hits you.
If Johnny hits me and I get a black eye, I'm supposed to tell the teacher. However, my rule is if Johnny hits me and gives me a black eye, I'm going to hit him and give him a black eye.
Both of us will have no treasure box on Friday.
And we both will have black eyes. I'm just handing out life lessons.
Absolutely. Good morning.
So another great tip. Speaking of people taking pictures on their trips, our friend Myra Foster is in Ghana.
I'm loving it. I'm in Ghana too.
She's been there since like December the 10th.
And I've been traveling with
she's been taking all kinds of pictures and videos and comments. And I have been applauding her the whole time. I'm trying to encourage her to keep taking more and post them more because it's beautiful, beautiful.
Katura knows that I took pictures in church this past Sunday.
Yes. So
you don't know what I took pictures of?
906.
This is a joke between me and Katura. Uzama says my best tip that I heard in the podcast is you never really know another person.
Absolutely.
I think that there's some truth to that because sometimes you don't really know yourself. Katura's rolling on the floor.
I think that's a good tip, Uzama. You never completely know anyone. Zig Ziglar used to talk about with his wife. You know, they've been married 40-something years at the time. He says you still figure out each other. You never completely understand each other. But that's part of the good because there's always room for discovery.
Absolutely.
Always room for discovery.
And that's why I think we're still also learning ourselves, which there was a statement that was made. So previously in my study and everything, I always had strong teachers, particularly in religion. I had really strong teachers. They were really advocates of teaching. But I really feel that you've got to know what you know and believe what you believe, but you've got to leave some room for the fact that you don't know everything.
Leave room. I love it. Leave room for question. Whoa.
What's good?
Is that Mo?
Yeah,
our Mo?
Jump for life, Mo.
What's up, Mo? How's my family doing?
Absolutely.
Jump for life. There's another giver, community advocate, Mo Hamilton. We love him.
Absolutely.
We love him. We love him.
Absolutely.
Another great tip I got, and I've said this on the show a few times, and I got this in my adult life, like late in my adult life, from Miss Nancy White. Her and I were having coffee and cookies at a coffee shop. We were both having chocolate chip cookies and coffee. And I asked her some of the best advice she would give someone to live a successful life. And she thought, and she said this gem. She says, Brian, if I had my life to do over again, she goes, I would have asked for more help. Mm-hmm. And I would have been willing to accept more help. That rocked me off my chair. What brilliance. Ask for more help and be willing to accept more help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of asking for more help, on February the 17th, I will be assisting my author in his book tour. And what I have learned from this experience, I have another one on the 10th, but the 10th, I believe I have ample support. On the 17th, I really need someone who are willing to come out and lend a hand. We need some extra hands. And if that feels like it might be you, it's not hard work. It's not even a long time. We're only going to be there from 11 to 2, right? It's not going to be a long time, but I can't be in all the places at the same time. He can't be in all the places at the same time. I need someone standing here, standing there, and doing these little things along the way. If you think that's you, please, please, please. I need 6 people. That would be perfect. If you could just reach out to me and say, you know what, I can give you an hour or 2 on February the 17th.
Now, she said 6, but without any help or volunteers, that same work is going to still get done.
Yes, it got done.
But done with 2 people.
And it did. It got done by 2 people.
Yep. Antonobi says,
my grandma's great tip. You always say yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, when speaking to an adult. Respect and you'll get it back. I love that.
That right there is so wise. Speaking respectfully to people, adults. It pays dividends far beyond whatever's going on in that moment.
Absolutely.
The way people speak about you outside of your presence because you were respectful and polite.
Absolutely. Couture says, special shout out and thanks to the Empowerment family for being a special blessing to the young lady in need. We collectively were able to bless her with $600. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, you guys are absolutely amazing.
Couture,
you guys are absolutely amazing.
First off, thank everyone, just like Couture said. Couture came with a need yesterday, and collectively and lovingly,
last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. But Couture, I really appreciate you coming back and giving the report.
Please and thank you.
Very often we donate, we don't know whatever happens from it.
Right. I'm so grateful.
But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this reporting. $600 is significant.
Absolutely.
When you have nothing or need and $600 comes as a blessing, hallelujah.
Amen. Amen. That's a blessing. Peggy says, give without expectation. Amen.
She also said that is good about the report. So I really, really appreciate the report. And just 4 minutes from now, we're going to have our special guest. 4 minutes. You know, I need friends that if I said to them, how long before Dougie Fresh comes on? Okay.
And they know.
And if they don't know the answer to that, y'all can't be my friend, you know?
There's only one answer. There's only one answer. Who knows the answer?
6 minutes.
I know the answer.
Yeah, I know you know. But my friends got to know that. Okay.
There was a millennial in our midst, and she said, I don't know.
She didn't know any of the songs.
We were like, oh, God bless you. Made me think it's always going to be, she's always going to have a place in my heart. You can't see God.
Yeah, this lady said there was we were at a Toastmasters meeting, and I did a rap lyric at the front of the room, and everyone else in the room finished the rap lyric, and there was a young man there.
He said, I don't know.
He goes, I never heard any of these songs. And then
she was so not Petra, Patra. Not
I know who you're talking
Katrina.
about. But she said, young man, if you don't know this right here, you can't even get to
heaven.
You
can't see God.
You can't even see God. Because he was too young for her.
That's right. All of our peeps in the building. Couture says 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Peggy says 6 minutes.
You gotta know that
on.
to be my friend.
On. Dougie, I'm fresher. I'm Dougie, I'm fresher.
That's the Dougie dance. If you don't know what Lisa's doing right there.
They got a new Dougie now.
Yeah. It's not that new anymore. Okay.
No, it's not. It was Obama era.
Yeah, teach me how to Dougie.
Right.
That was a dance.
That's not the Dougie. This is the Dougie.
Okay. So Tips Tuesday. We got 2 more minutes, and our special guest will be on here with us today. And I'm looking forward to what he's going to break with us, what kind of bread he's going to break with us today.
Absolutely. I am looking forward to it as well. I have been sleeping so much less. We went to bed last night at like 1:37.
Yeah.
And I thought that I would get some sleep and get up at around 8 o'clock. I got up at some time to go to the bathroom and I went back to bed. I didn't look at my clock. I got up sometime and went to the bathroom and I got back in bed. I didn't look at my clock. And then I got woken up again in my spirit, my shadana, as they say. And I thought, well, it must be time for me to get up. And then I got up and I looked at the clock and it was 4:37.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Your body clock is tripping.
It's not tripping.
Your body clock is doing things with you right now. We all have a body clock. Okay. Now, interesting thing about a body clock, they did a study where they put people in bunkers, like below ground, where they can't see access to sunlight or night. Okay. No TV, but they could watch recordings of anything. And they had work to do too. They could do their work as long as they want. They could work as long as they wanted to work. They could eat whenever they felt like eating. Then go to sleep and sleep whenever they feel like sleeping. And without any clocks at all telling them when they're supposed to get up, when they're supposed to go to bed, what they found was people worked longer and they slept longer. You know, typical. I thought it was an interesting study. Okay. People worked longer hours when they weren't dictated by the clock.
Well, I am not fortunately dictated by the clock. I'm actually threatening to change my online calendar because I do have some clients that are in other cities that I relegate to certain days because I don't work those hours. So at 2:00 in the morning, I have one client that's just getting off work and I could have very easily talked to him yesterday. I am eating when God tells me to eat, and I'm sleeping when God tells me to sleep, and I'm working when God tells me to work. And I'm fortunate that I don't have to work on anybody's time. So that means if right after this show I need a nap, that's what I'm going to do.
Praise God for that. Coming to the stage. Coming to the stage. We were talking about earlier how life teaches you some lessons, and you learn them so well that you can teach them. One of the 7 habits of highly effective people, according to the classic book by Stephen R. Covey, is highly effective people teach what they learn. Highly effective people teach what they learn. In classic plays, they talk about people in their late life looking for someone that they can share their wisdom with. Today, we have an amazing man who's here to share his wisdom. Coming to the stage, Mr. Jay Mattier! What's up, Jay?
Hello, good morning, family. Good morning to all of you. How are you doing this gracious morning?
We're fantastic. We're excited to have you on the show yet again on a Tips Tuesday.
Yes. Tuesday tips or financial tips when it comes to me. But we've been struggling with what to call it.
We'll naturally. But before we go into your tips, I want you to please introduce yourself however you would like.
Okay. Good morning, family. My name is Jay Mattier. I'm a retired financial and business consultant. I'm also a certified financial education instructor. I also work sort of sometimes as a financial intermediary where I actually work with companies to secure financing. The more I think that I'm retired, the more that I end up trying to do.
Speaking of that, as an intermediary helping companies get financing now, Mark Greer will probably be in here at some point. We joke around with Jay because Jay gets to take wonderful trips helping companies in exotic places to secure money. And they don't just put him up in an Airbnb. Oh, no. They put Jay up in a mansion, okay? He has servants and all that stuff. And he has to work there. And he has
to work there.
He does it a few times a year.
Begrudgingly.
Since I've known him, a few times a year, he's off in some exotic island helping somebody get money, but he's in a mansion. So I just want people to know who you are.
Must be nice.
Well, first of all, I'm very humble. I don't like to give my career ammunition to come at me. So
right, because Mark will use it. So, did you come with a tip that you wanted to share with this amazing, loving audience today?
Okay, yeah, I was going to look at some money saving tips. A lot of people talk about saving money, but it's easy to say, but how do you do it? But then I guess Lisa popped in something about emergencies. What do you do in case of emergencies? And that's been a topic of discussion because, what is it that you do in an emergency? And I think I'd like to even hear from the audience, but I think that there's 3 levels of emergency, 3 degrees of emergencies.
Okay.
The first degree is the one where a family or a friend or somebody can help you. That's, getting a flat tire.
Okay.
Okay. That's something that, it's not in your control, but it's something that you can control, that you can deal with. The second degree, it goes a little further, it usually costs a little more, like a car repair. Okay. And that's something that
the first one was something like a flat tire. That's something that you can deal with.
Right. It's not that expensive.
Okay.
The next one is it's going to be a little more expensive. It's going to be a car repair or something that has to get done around the house. And it's going to cost you some money, but it might not be, an exhausting amount of money. But again, if you don't have any savings or you don't have any direction or guidance to get money for an emergency, then what do you do? Okay. And then the third one is the third degree emergency that involves medical attention and things that are really out of your control and that might cost you a significant amount of money. Mm-hmm. So those are the 3.
Let's delve into that. This is exciting to me. The first one, flat tire. Something that not that expensive, but it costs a little bit. Okay, that's an emergency if you need it,
right. It's more of an inconvenience emergency.
It's an inconvenience emergency. Y'all feeling this? The second one, a car breakdown, rent. Okay, someone's rent. I think that would fit there too.
Right.
We have paid other people's rent before, and we've had our rent paid once before too. So we have had these emergencies as entrepreneurs, so we can feel that. But I know we paid several people rent lots of times. Not lots of times. I'll say a few times. Okay. But it happens. But that's a 2nd degree emergency, according to Mr. Jay Mattier. And the third one, the medical expenses one, I could think of some of the medical expenses that we incurred when Lisa got sick, or when we hear about other things. $87,000 for this, $27,000 for that. Wow. Oh my gosh. Those things are amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to reiterate those points. Please continue.
Right. So that's the importance of an emergency fund and learning to save. And the key thing is that the first 2, you might be able to go to a friend or a family member, even the second 2. And then the third one, you have to insurance or, it's really significant. But that's the importance of the money saving tips that I wanted to talk about. It's important to start now. You've got to start saving money now. If you haven't, it's so important. You got to set some goals, and even a vision board. I solely believe in vision boards. Brian has seen mine, and I don't ever preach anything that I don't do myself. But it's very significant and it's very helpful. The next thing you got to pay yourself first. You got to pay yourself first, and the best way to do that is to automate it. have it taken immediately out of your check or out of your source of income so you don't see it. If you don't see it, you can't spend it.
Can I interject?
We have to interject. These are great. Go ahead.
So paying yourself makes it was very, very simple for me when I was working a job. I knew when the money came, and I knew when it was automated. I did automate it. I didn't give myself a raise when I got a raise. I got a 50% raise, and I lived on 50% less. I hadn't had it before. I kept on going. So it was easier for me when I was working a job. Now in entrepreneurship, it requires a lot more discipline and understanding of what's going on because it's not regular. It's not a regular salary.
Correct.
How do you propose dealing with that?
That is, you've got to deal with consistency and discipline. That you know the money is coming at some point because you have a forecast. You've been managing things. You kind of know your ups and downs, when you're going to have your high times and your low times, and you have to prepare for that. That's sort of like a construction worker. Construction workers make a lot of money, but they might only work 8 to 9 months out of the year. But they've got to learn to manage it for the whole 12 months. And a lot of times that becomes a problem because when you're making money, you're riding high, you're doing everything that you need, and you don't think about the other 3 months that you've got to. So you've got to be more consistent. You've got to be more conscious of what your expenses that you have coming up through that year.
So would you say that during the building season of your savings, particularly when you're entrepreneurial and it's inconsistent income, though it may be good income, it's inconsistent. Would you had given us a rule of 10, and I've heard it before: 10% to your 10% to your tithe, 10% to yourself, and 10% to your savings? Or would you say that would be like increased because you're an entrepreneurial? How do you decide that that's money that I don't touch because I put it away? How do you make that assessment?
The important thing is to start where you are. A lot of people can't deal with 10%, but 1%, 2%, start where you are. It's very important. We talk about the 10, 20, 40, or the what is it, the 20, 30, 50 or whatever. But you have to have some kind of roadmap. And the important thing is to start with what you have. I mean, it'd be ideal to save 10% for your tithing and 20% for your savings. But a lot of time in our arena, it's not feasible. So you start where you are and build up. The main thing is consistency. You've got to be consistent you've got to be deliberate.
Let me say that's amazing tip, Jay, because first off, you don't let people feel bad that they can't do 20% or 10%.
Right.
Start where you are. It's okay. It's more important to have a start, and it's more important to be disciplined than the amount. Good morning, Sister Lena Janelle. She says, good morning, empowerment family. Hello, power couple. Good morning to Sister Beverly Knox Davis. Good morning to you as well.
Beautiful. Dr. Deborah says this is such good stuff. I want to say it really is good stuff. I want to give a shout out right now to this amazing man to my right. He has been so disciplined that I am in awe with the level of discipline that he has exhibited in the past few months. When he decided.
Like our money you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing discipline. When it can, again, our money comes in as we earn it. So sometimes we got money. It's not Friday. It's not, whatever. It's not payday. We got money. But even before he says, let's go get this, like take care of that, let's do this, whatever, he says, baby, transfer this right now off the top, before he even knows the balance. So I don't even want to know what PayPal took. I don't even want to know what, taxes came out. I know what came in. So I need you to transfer it. And I am very proud of you.
Well, thank you for saying so.
Absolutely.
It only took me this long to get it, Jay, but I did get it.
You get it when you got it.
It took me a couple of years. It took me a couple of years working on it.
That's all it took, Jay. But it is pleasant. And I appreciate Lisa saying that today on the show. I will say this to you as well. And I got this from you. It don't care what the amount is. Okay. We saving 10% off of that. I don't care if it's $20 or $20,000. It doesn't matter. It's going into savings. Okay. Yeah. Lisa's done a good job too. She's been very, you've actually made it easy. So when I say put this money there, she says right away, and she does it right away. It's not an argument about, whoa, let's talk about it. It's no discussion.
No, that's key. The both of you are on the same page. Yeah. That is key.
It really is. Good morning, Shirley, Dejan, and Wyatt. So honestly, if I'm gonna be as transparently honest, I have always been a saver. Sometimes saving is not always easy when you're not the only one bringing in the income, right? So now to have this team of saving, oh my God, it's like, that's my love language, baby. Y'all want to know what my love language is? Here's your bank statement, baby. What you want?
Yeah, that's so important for married people, for people with significant others, to be on the same page when it comes to finances. The number one cause for divorce is not the managing finances, is not knowing what the right hand, not knowing what the left hand is doing.
Absolutely.
That is it. The biggest argument, and that's the other thing too. We haven't argued about it because we got firm with each other, Jay. And I'm gonna give you a lot of credit for that. Yeah. You know,
I appreciate you for that.
We got firm on it.
I'm telling you, not only in saving but also in giving, we have been consistently on one accord. We've always been consistent givers.
Yep.
I never had to break his arm to give to help.
Always do. Yeah.
Always. But saving, it was all, we're going to make more money. And I'm grateful that that's still a mantra, because I never want to break that, right? You don't want to break a philosophy. You don't want to break a positive belief, right? There's limiting beliefs and there's positive beliefs. He has a very, very positive, persuasive belief that I'll make some money. I'll make some more money. I'll make some more money tomorrow, right? But that was always, it almost became, I didn't even want to hear that, because it almost became an albatross, because I couldn't say, let me take some of what you got and put it, not to go spend it, to put it in the pile over here, right? His thought or response was always, I'll make more money. And I'm like,
well, that's true, but that's the commission sales. That's the commission
but
sales.
Can I hold some of this and put it in the
I
pile?
always think, I was a commission salesperson for 12 years, straight commission for 12 years. So I always think whatever the deficit is, I'll just go make more money.
Right.
Okay, that's all.
So I'm appreciative
that's the mindset.
Him. Was that now?
That's the mindset. That's the mindset. The sales commission.
But it's a positive mindset, which is why it had to be finessed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Understand? I didn't want to break it. I didn't want to turn them into, oh my God, you know what I mean? So I had to be very conscientious of the understanding that this is a good thing. This is a good trait of my husband's. Now can we tweak it?
Yeah, and we did.
Right.
You gotta say shout out to our friend Miss Phyllis Holly Ward, your friend too, Jay.
Hey, Miss Phyllis.
Good morning, great guest this morning, Mr. Jay Mattier. I know you guys know each other.
And
yes, indeed.
Very good stuff. Amen. Shirley says, Jay, I will watch the replay. Woke up late.
Well, you want to catch on.
You want all of this. You want all of this.
And just finishing up, just to, you got to make it fun. I know we talked about the New Year's Day bars. We talked about the competition. One of the things is that you can start with the Fifth Fridays. A lot of times people if they get paid weekly, they get paid. There's a Fifth Friday, about 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
You pay your bills on a 4-week schedule. So get disciplined enough to take that Fifth Friday check and start your savings, and that'll automatically give you a couple of $1,000s in 1 year.
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to say something else on the fifth Friday, like celebrate on the fifth Friday or something.
Right. And for those that get paid, what is it, bi-weekly, you end up with one or two. So get disciplined, take that money, and that's the launch pad for you. The other thing, the tax returns. A lot of times we get that money back and we want to splurge and go on vacation.
New TVs,
buy new TVs, buy new cars.
That's it.
Now,
wait.
I'm sorry.
You was making a point, Jay? I'm sorry, we interrupted you.
No, go ahead.
Once you save, right? So when I was saving for my first house, for example, I had to be very responsible, and I had a account representative that was working with me that said, that I had to be careful with my expenses and so on and so forth, right? Which I was designating, allocating, and putting money in there. I had 2 savings accounts, and one was for the house to show that I could pay this much more than my rent for my mortgage. I paid that every month into that account, and that I didn't touch. I was going to use that towards my down payment, but also using it to show the program that, listen, I can afford this much house because this is my rent. This is the difference. And I never, ever touch it. Put it over there. Right. Then I had another savings account that I have been also saving simultaneously for a family trip. I was planning it. My son was a little boy. He was 2 or 3. We were planning to go to, I don't even remember. It was Disney or something. I don't even know. But I was planning and saving for that because I didn't want to take a little bit of money on this trip. I wanted to pay for the trip outright. I didn't want to put it on a credit card, nothing. And I put it in the secondary savings account for that trip. Now, that trip was occurring before I purchased the house, but it was an all cash trip. What had happened was my representative, I don't know if you call her a social worker, I don't know what you call her, the person that was helping me with the house, with qualifying. When I took the money out to go on the trip, she told me that I did not qualify. And I had to show her that, look, I didn't buy nothing. This money was allocated for this. Now, is it important? I didn't have 2 savings accounts. That was what it was. I had 1 savings account, but I had the money separated in the savings account, meaning earmarked. And she said, you should have had 2 separate savings accounts because now it looks like there's movement on this savings account that was only supposed to be static for your house. And I had to go through a whole bunch of rigmarole showing her my checks and balances and everything.
Right.
I guess my question is, how important is it setting yourself with more than one goal and separating your savings so that you still can celebrate and still have money to do stuff with without affecting your emergency fund?
Yeah, that's a issue because a lot of times the banks want to see that 3 months worth of money there, and if it moves or anything happens, they don't understand if you really had the money, if you borrowed the money, where is that money coming from? So it is better to save up to put, say, you have a vacation fund. Mm-hmm. You have a savings for vacation, and you leave the money that you're going to use for purchasing a house. You have to leave that alone or add to it. It's good to add to it, but you can't take away from it because they look back about 3 months.
Yes,
and they want to make sure that you have that. And so now they do, because we've run into a situation like that a person had money and they took the money to put it, there was going to be a storm or something, and they took money out so they have some cash on hand until the storm passed. Yeah. And what happened, they went into the same situation. So what we had to do, we had to end up gifting them some money through a letter, but then they ended up paying us back. But that money has to stay stagnant for at least 90 days.
Yep.
Listening to Jay talk, you probably got some wisdom from his first moments or somewhere along the way, or even just now. But we knew that you would be blessed. I want to say this here. Our time is drawing nigh. We got about 1.5 minutes left with you, Jay. And I want to give you that time in case there's something that you want to leave with this amazing audience. Good morning, Sheila. Gothard, good morning to you as well. So, Jay, you got about a minute to drop some wisdom to close out your segment, if you would.
Right. What I would suggest and I would encourage people to do is share the wisdom and share the knowledge with regards to financial literacy, especially to their children, to young people. This is not taught in school. And the only way that they learn it is after they make a bunch of mistakes. So let's prevent young people from making those mistakes. Let's give them the opportunity to have a leg up on life and be able to share the information so that they don't get caught up with school debt. They don't get caught up with credit card debt. I had a young man that didn't realize that he was a college student, got a credit card, didn't realize that you had to pay that money back.
You got to pay it back. I know. Well, most of us don't realize that.
They don't realize it.
All right.
So share.
Don't realize that.
So, Jay, I knew you were going to make me guess. Go ahead.
So share the information, especially with young
people.
Share
this podcast. Share.
Thank you, Jay. Can I put you back into the green room?
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Jay always brings so much wisdom, and he does it in such a loving and calm way. I really appreciate his energy, his knowledge, and his spirit.
Absolutely.
The way he shares with us. Good morning, Sister Fushina Kirkendall. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
So did y'all get something today? Did y'all learn something?
Did anybody get any revelation or at least support? I know I did.
I know, at least it was talking about how disciplined we've been, particularly in the past 3 months.
Since working with Brother Jay.
Yeah, but the last 3 months have been major difference in our home.
Mm-hmm.
But have you noticed, Lisa, as we accumulate savings, as we're disciplined in our savings, we're able to give more. We have given more.
Mm-hmm.
Correspondingly, and the word we give more now, we're able to bless more people now, and that's part of both of our love language. We want to be generous. We want to bless people as we can, and because we're saving more, we're able to bless people better.
That's
not messing with our savings, but we're able to bless. It seems like we're earning more, and the prevailing word is the word that life is going to make you learn is discipline.
Yeah.
Lisa gave him a scenario about as an entrepreneur with intermittent pay and varying amounts. And the word he's talking about was being disciplined, more so as an entrepreneur. If you get a regular paycheck, you can take it away before you see it, put it in the savings before you see it.
Absolutely.
But discipline either forced upon you or that you forge some discipline.
Absolutely. Good morning, Belinda. How are you, beautiful?
Dare to be different, Houston. Good morning. Mr. William Brown, good morning. Let's talk about Belinda for a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, she's doing something now, a baby giveaway coming up. I saw a blurb of it, Belinda. We'll give you a chance to talk about it.
Absolutely.
But I want to say this, too. There was a season where Lisa and I were doing a lot of author showcases. Like, they were doing a bunch of them in a short time period. And we did
coming back in 2024, y'all.
We did like 10 or 12.
Yes.
But Belinda did about 6 or 7 of them with us, okay? And here's what I learned about Belinda, because I was coordinating the speaker schedule. I knew there's like 4 places where we need a real strong speaker. The opening speaker's gotta claim the room.
Open it up.
The last speaker before we take a break, the first speaker after the break, and then the closing speaker. And I learned after the first or second time that I heard Belinda, I need to move her to first, okay? The reason why is because she came at people raw and real and straight and powerful and unforgiving, okay? She gave the room permission to be true, to be transparent. That's what I like.
Mentioned that, Belinda. We have our first 2024.
Oh, she said she's ready.
Showcase. Our first 2024 Empowerment Author Showcase will be in March. The date will be
March.
I will have the date by next week.
Okay.
And we are filling up the docket for our speakers. This time, there will not only be empowerment authors, but we're going to start out empowerment author heavy. So, Belinda, if you are ready to take that platform once again, hit me up, inbox me, and I'll put you on the docket. Antonobi says,
I got something. Taking a percentage out of my check, always things
tithing,
which I do. Learn today. But a percentage in
saving and discipline. When before I would put what I thought the amount should be in saving.
The percentage is not based upon how you're feeling at that time. Is what it is. 10% is 10%.
Decide what it is. But
or
that's
1%
what.
Is 1%.
Just decide what it is before the money comes.
Yep.
Decide
it's already 9:42. Decide what it is before the money comes. I love it. It's already 9:42. Y'all know what that means. Wow. Belinda says, let's get popping. So Belinda is enthusiastic about
I thought you would be. Absolutely. Give me a call, Belinda. Let's talk it out.
Yeah. And I love that she's true to herself. You're not going to make her act like she's not who she is. So I love that about you, Belinda.
Good morning, Brother Mark. Thank you for joining.
Mark, you missed it. Mark came in the room?
Yeah.
Mark, you missed Jay Mattier's segment, man. He rocked at 9:15. You got to go catch Jay Mattier's segment, Mark.
It was amazing, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to Jay for sharing this wisdom with you all. I'm grateful to Jay for sharing his wisdom with us. I'm looking forward to another session. I'm looking forward to the wisdom of the Mattiers, not just only Jay. Just being with Jay and Patrina actually always brings so much wisdom to us, and I'm grateful.
I'm telling y'all, we got the coolest friends.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa and I got the coolest friends. I forgot where I was going, but we need to get out of here with our greeting songs and our greeting logos. It's now time for us to do what we do. We thank our contributors to the show. A contributor is someone who says something in the comments, like Miss Phyllis. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here.
Hey,
now we can all have a great day. Miss Phyllis is this show's OG, and that's her greeting logo. Uzama has a greeting song, and it goes,
Bitcoin King, he's a Bitcoin King.
Uzama.
Bitcoin King, he's a Bitcoin King.
Uzama. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. She says, good morning, my beautiful family.
Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Antonobi has a logo. Thank you, Antonobi. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Uzama said that he hears my thank you, Antonobi, from time to time.
He saw her post and it made him accept her, which he probably wouldn't have done if he didn't hear thank you, Antonobi. Peggy,
can't you see? Somehow your words just hypnotize me. She's gonna motivate you every day. Peggy J. Evans is here to stay.
That's good morning, Peggy. Voice that got down there.
I had to get it low.
Katora
Green has a jam too, and it goes back to life, back to Katora Green.
However do you want it?
However do you need it?
Do you need it? I have to really get into my songs, honey.
I get it.
And so it's difficult sometimes for me to be moving at the same time.
Dr. Deborah has a song too.
Dr. Deborah, trauma healing and manifestation coach.
Lena Janelle jam is
bubbling brown sugar.
No, not bubbling brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
No. How does it go? Lena Janelle. We have one for her. It's not bubbling brown sugar though. Oh, brown sugar,
baby.
Yes. It goes, Lena Janelle, baby. We gets high off her art, don't know how to behave.
Lena Janelle, baby.
That's it. We gets high off her art, don't know how to behave.
She's out there in California, can't get up with us in the morning.
She's getting up.
I know, getting up. Hey, Miss Phyllis.
Is that Tony Leak, Mr. Tony? What's up, man?
Shirley DeJohnette.
Wyatt will rock you. Shirley DeJohnette, Wyatt will rock you. Now we gotta be careful because Tony's on, because Tony works in a place with smart screens, smart boards, and he could put our show up on the board. And he's done that before. And he told me the co-workers was walking by while we was doing our greeting songs.
We love
so
it.
We got to get it right. Phyllis Hollywood, did we find one from Miss
Phyllis? No, I don't think so.
But Phyllis, you deserve a song. So help us find you a jam.
Absolutely.
But Sheila Gothard has a song, and it goes,
Sheila, storms are brewing in us.
Oh, that's Sheila Gothard's jam. William Brown has another one of the original jams. William Brown jam goes like this. Good morning to our friend Will. Nobody thinks like him still. We love him so, and we always will. Our friend Will. Sheila Gothard says she's going to watch the replay. You need to watch the replay for brother Jay Mattier. That's
Belinda got a song.
What's Belinda's?
You don't remember? Hollywood! Hollywood swinging.
That's right. You gotta give a certain age to remember that song from the Ohio Players. I remember, boom, 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 boom. Not too long ago, boom, boom, boom. I went to a theater, boom, 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 and I saw this Kool and the Gang show.
And you said Anthony will be already. All right.
Mark Greer is in the room.
Dr. Beverly is in the room.
Dr. Beverly is in the room. She has a logo and it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Thank you, baby. I need some water.
You're welcome. You brought me some water. And I've been rationing it because I love this water so much.
Y'all see that hit me? That was assault. Mark Greer says, running late today. I'll watch the replay. I know Jay dropped some knowledge today.
He did.
What? Mark said something nice about Jay? What? And he did drop some knowledge today. That's beautiful, Mark. But Mark Greer has a jam too, and it goes, so wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under a hat.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. We didn't do Jay Mattier's jam. He goes,
you got to.
We're gonna get ready. Get ready. Oh, get ready. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Shaki, I'm telling you, Lena Janelle says, I love all of these. It's Brown Sugar, baby. That's her lead in. Shaki says, OMG. I'm going to catch you have to catch the replay. You got to see what Jay brings at 9:15. Shaki has a jam too. Why does Shaki have a jam? Because Shaki is a consistent contributor.
Absolutely.
Her jam goes like this. Guess who's back? Back again.
Again.
Shaki's back.
Back.
Tell a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. I created a monster. She just slid in here.
Belinda, you love it? Do you love it? Do you love it?
And
Dr. Deborah says, Jay is full of knowledge. I will have to connect with him. Yes, you
do need to connect with Jay.
Connect
and
with
you
him.
know what, Doctor?
Slide in his DM.
He's the kind of guy. he's like us. He's our peeps. You know, you be at his house at his cookouts too, because him and his wife they're great hosts. They're great hosts. All right. Tony's house is great hosts too. They're great hosts. We got the coolest friends. I'm telling y'all.
I think I'm going to have a couple of people over because I plan to expose some of these vegan treats that I have been making.
They've been looking beautiful on her plate.
And I'm ready to share some of them. I may just bring some to Jay. I think we should bring some tunaless tuna salad over to Jay's and Patrina's to share with them because it was really good. But I actually have to go cook that. Not cooking. There's no cooking in. With Dr. Susan Flowers. She invited me out over to make the tuna salad. Yes, and I'm going to go make it.
You have a number?
With her. I have access to you.
Okay, yes. So. All right, so thank you again for joining us on our show today. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Today is Tuesday. Again, this is the first Tuesday of the calendar month. We host Male Empowerment Networks meeting tonight and Women Empowerment Networks meeting tonight. If you go
the links are theempowermentduo.com, and you can get the link to Male Empowerment Networks and Women's Empowerment Networks.
Yep. So you might know somebody that needs to be there.
Absolutely.
And you could keep it to yourself, keep it a secret, or you could be
Don't
loving.
Be a secret agent.
You could be loving and share that news with somebody else.
I promise you that tonight at Women Empowerment Networks, the way that the Lord has been hanging out with me, it's going to be fire. Be there or don't, but I promise you it's going to be fire if I have to be in there by myself. I am grateful about every little tidbit of revelation that God has been given, and I hoard it so I can share it.
All right, we're going to do that tonight. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
And don't forget to have sex.